to happen at 5 p.m., I guess. Me and Mr. DePaulo here, the one and only, the bracelet winner out of the car, the legend, funny man, debatably funny. Yeah, are you excited for this? I mean, he is a little bit of a heads-up expert from what I hear. So,
Well, I wanted to prep, but hi Rob, good to hang out with you. We haven't virtually hung out in a while. We had a
unfortunately,
roller coaster of emotions in the last year, and now we're full bro again, or
B-
getting there. But
BFFs,
I
bro.
think, yo, for real.
BFFs.
So we were. I don't know heads up at all. I was gonna do a little crash
Oh
course.
my, we have a fucking all-in left side.
Jeez, yeah. Let's focus on them. All
There's
right.
there's violence today, right now. There's violence starting. So
Yeah.
Perkins apparently lost. I didn't follow the last session, I guess. So I don't know exactly how much he lost last sessions, but it's actually kind of close. So every he's down. Okay, so he's down 36,000 this session. That's gonna be updated. It gets updated every 2 minutes for what it's worth. People just joining. But yeah, Ryan called me. He's like, "You ready to hop on?" I'm like, "I literally just got done from a jog, and I'm gonna hop in the shower," but I guess that didn't happen. So
Yeah, I'm sweaty and skateboardy. But so Rob, all right, listen, wait, you got to give me basics along with anyone who's even. It's gonna be annoying for everyone who's been already watching, but what have you seen so far? Well, first, let me ask you: before the challenge, would you have bet on Perkins like everybody else, saying 9 big blinds is too much?
I bet on Tice, but if I knew Perkins would be playing the way he is, I'd be betting on Perkins. Now, as of right now, if like somebody were to be like, okay, the line is 9, I would bet on Perkins. Probably pretty heavy actually.
Okay, why? What do you predict? What's the pace they're on? 7 or something, or?
Yeah, I think the Landon's on like 7 or 8. Of course, these are gonna swing, wildly. So it's gonna swing wildly, but I think I just am pretty impressed with Bill. I think he's made some really good call downs. He's probably not bluffing enough, if I had to guess. Most people, that's like the most complicated part of the tree, is finding enough bluffs. But when it comes to call downs, I've been pretty impressed.
Let's follow here. Here's a 3-bet on the left, right? And I don't know what percentage are you 3-betting in general.
So about 23-24% is going to be your normal 3-bet percentage. That's going to be standard. You're going to be opening around 80%. 983 is going to be a pretty high frequency C-bet big board, but we do see him check, so this is probably going to be some kind of very low equity hand, such as like ace deuce diamonds or something like that. So why did we miss some action today, guys? We get updated literally last fucking second.
There's a miscommunication because Bill Perkins is a world traveler and he didn't know what time zone he was in. This is Train's joke, but not as maybe shade throwing as I'm phrasing it. So
he was probably on his yacht and time zones changed.
Like,
time zones changed, and he's like, "Fuck, oh, it's the wrong time."
I know. I should have.
I had it. You know what's funny is DePaulo texted me twice, and he's like, "Yo, change your tweet." Because I thought they were supposed to play at 3. He's like, no, change your tweet to 5. They're playing at 5. So I'm like, we're in this group chat. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna change it, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's 3. I looked at Tice's Twitter, and I guess it was 3 after all. But then somebody said 5, and who the fuck knows? I don't know. But,
all right, so look, he has a raise of the quarter size on the left. I'm sorry I'm interrupting you for hands.
No, I mean, this is what we're here to do, right? I mean, we're both heads like, debatably.
So what's this? When I'm playing, when I'm actually playing in game, I'm just always folding when someone raises my block. Essentially, heads up. I know I have to be fucking calling down more, huh? But like, dude, there's so many more levels of heads up. But how would you summarize? Like, everything's wider, but does that include like everything on later streets that you just have more check raises, more like barrels, or not necessarily? It's only pre-flop that you're.
So heads up in particular is pretty interesting. You have a lot of checks, of course, naturally, because ranges are super wide. You just can't be liberally betting everything. More so in 3-bet pots, you bet a lot more because your range is a lot more dense. But what we're gonna see is a lot of why is that hybrid poker thing that just came up? Is he joining MJ?
I don't know who the fuck
it just came up. Hybrid Poker is MJ Gonzalez, who's coaching the coach.
No disrespect to MJ.
He is the coach of Gas Trader, so Bill Perkins.
Oh shit. Oh well.
Yeah, so he's been on here the last few times. I haven't gotten to speak to him personally, but I like what he's done with Bill. Definitely turning Bill from a recreational to, somebody that fully understands the game.
Whoa. Is that Jack High that won?
I believe so. I'll try to pay attention. Try to do my best to pay attention to.
Yeah, I can also talk. If I can also carry the ramble torch if you want to pay attention to hands, because you have more to actually say about the hands, and I have more ramble game. Although you do have a lot of quality stuff to ramble about, Robert.
I'm pretty good at rambling.
You are high in the ramble game. And by the way, guys, they know they want 4-color decks for the future for the viewer tables. It's just kind of new that they would be this much viewers on viewer tables. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
it kind of fucks me up.
I don't like 4-color.
Look at this, overbetting the Riv on a trips board.
Yep. So gonna be polarizing yourself to ace X or air. This is pretty standard. I think you took a check bet line.
But then I don't even know what air to pick there. Like ace blocking air. I mean, what the fuck other card blocks an ace? Like
so whatever. Like you can pick you can pick some kind of like 4x type of hand, some kind of hand that you don't think has a lot of showdown. Like a hand like King High is going to want to showdown. Mm-hmm. A hand like Queen High has enough showdown value. But once you start getting in down to your like Jack Highs and some of your Queen Highs that don't block some hands or that do block some hands like Queen Fours or whatever. You may want to turn that one into a bluff.
That makes sense. I mean, it's almost like everything's bumped down. Well, whatever. It makes sense, dude. It's like, the King Highs have showdown value and heads up, I reckon. A lot of well, especially on a trips board. I mean, it's ace 3-3.
When is Kuhn losing to Berkey? Mr. Stompy Toes, if you'd like to hop in those DMs and bet as much as you want against me, then let you go for it.
Yeah, so you've been in the lab though for your own heads up challenge coming up, correct?
Yes, a lot.
Not that you need to be. I know you want to be like, I'm the greatest. I don't need no lab. I just roll out of bed.
No. Heads up poker's fucking hard. It's a very, very. Thanks. You like the jersey? Wage baby.
You did look cool playing live. You had that on in Florida. Sorry to interrupt, and you looked very cool.
Yeah, it's a really hard game. It's very complicated. Multiple strategies can be implemented. It just, the one thing we're going to see from both these players is probably very close to standard pre-flop ranges. Pre-flop's pretty easy at 100. Obviously, it gets wildly different at 200, but pre-flop's pretty easy at 100. So I don't think either of these guys, that's going to be what they're going to be working on first, is getting their pre-flop down. And I don't think we've really seen any pre-flop complete blunders from either guy. Maybe there's a small one here or there, but
they probably have charts up. I don't know.
No, I don't think they have charts up. I don't think so. Or they probably have some kind of clause that
they can have it memorized. I mean, it's like if
that's the thing. I think they just have it memorized. I think they've both been studying this for it was February when they started this.
Dude, I've been making songs on the plane. I was just flying to Houston back and forth, and literally jingles to memorize exactly what is my ranges from what places where I just forget. You know what I mean? It's like,
heads up,
if you're on the button with 10 big blinds, you could jam all of your offsuit nines. But if you're in the big blind and the button jam, then you only call the suited nines, my friend. Some shit stupid shit.
I was hoping we get a little freestyling from you.
Well, that's more like a reggae song, but yeah.
No, I mean, we got to get something.
But yeah, I guess so they can memorize pre-flop ranges, and then you just wing it. I don't even know.
So
are you using the same criteria to pick what you're the same hand classes do similar things or no?
No, so pre-flop's pretty easy, right?
Okay.
You just know that you're raising you know that you're raising 80%. You know that you're interesting check raise here on the left table by.
Yeah, let's talk about the action.
Landon on the ace 8-5. Inherently, Bill's going to have the range advantage because he has all aces and eights, where Landon doesn't have aces or eights in his range because eights is almost a pure 3-bet and fives is a split between a 3-bet, and ace 5 suited is a pure 3-bet. So Bill inherently has the range advantage, but Landon is representing hand something like ace 8 off or the pocket fives occasionally. Not sure how often you want to 1.5x pot there.
You 3-bet a lot of 8x. You said
pocket eights plus. So it's
pocket eights plus. I'm sorry. When you said eights, you mean a set of eights.
It's more or it's more like pocket sixes plus, but it's and then you mix in some fives, but the pocket sevens plus is like almost pure.
I misunderstood. I thought you meant 8x, like you're like randomly three
But
betting all your 8.
you do three bet a lot of 8x, so like 8-6 suited, 8-7 suited, 8-5 suited, you know, probably some 8-4 suited occasionally, I'm sure. Yeah, we see a bet and a call on the right.
And then what percentage are you just
Wow, that was very, very thin by.
So be my
that was
last
very,
question.
very thin by. I'm sorry. What was your question?
No. There's the last question, and then guys, we'll actually commentate the hands. I was going to do all the study a little bit beforehand, get a crash course on how to play the game of Texas Hold'em. No, but like, what's your call? So if it's three bets like 23%, what's your just flat? What's the flat percentage? You know, button opens.
So you're going to be calling about half your range. And
Okay.
then you're going to be three betting 20 something percent of your range, and then folding.
And what's fold percent?
And then the rest.
Just
right?
to an open.
Yeah, like 25% or whatever it is.
Okay, all right, thanks.
And then if somebody were to four bet, you're going to call about half of your three betting range, which is actually pretty wild. So you're going to be flatting like hands like 5-7 suited and like some pretty crazy shit. So when we see these like low boards, and you would think it's like more favorable for the button, which naturally it is because of range advantage stuff. It doesn't mean that the big blind completely whiffs when it comes 4, 5, 6 or anything like that.
Okay.
He has 7-8 suited in his range and all of that stuff. Whereas the big blind, the button in generally doesn't four bet a hand like 7-8 suited. They're just going to call. So
that makes sense. And then got it. All right, word. So roughly, just in a three bet pot with just one call, it's what percentage of all hands versus what percentage of all hands? 23 versus like 16 or some shit?
Don't mean to interrupt. On the right hand side, we see a bet, then over bet, 150 on turn by Landon. On the two-tone, King Queen has a lot of natural bluffs here. He shouldn't be following through too many on river. He's going to have to follow through with some of his lowest equity ones, particularly ones that like to unblock draws. So, for example, he doesn't want to block diamonds or hearts here, as he wants Bill to have those. I would assume this is.
Oh.
Okay. That's odd.
What?
Bill makes the very easy call of King X. That's standard. Yeah. Anyway, we'll have, and we'll get a hand replay on that one. Okay, good. And sorry, what was your question?
No. What did Landon have? I need to open my hand replayer because we're struggling to get here.
No. We'll have a hand replayer. We can't open it personally.
Oh, okay.
So
we'll find out at a later time. So
yeah.
What was I gonna say? The hand the in a three bet pot with just one call. What is it? 23% of hands versus what? Like roughly, what's the percentage of the total range that like imposition has when they get three bet and call?
Like what you're supposed to call?
Yeah, in theory. I'm just getting a rough estimate. These are all things I would have done before 5 o'clock when I thought we were going to be streaming.
Right. I'll bring up the exact solution.
It's all right. No, I have enough to fucking bullshit now. All right, let's go. I'm winging it. I'm committed.
Now you're an expert.
Well, I don't like people. I'll say this. I do have some serious analysis off the rip. Is that I don't know if Bill's been playing with this rock avatar the whole time, but I really don't respect players who play with the rock avatar. They tend to be not that good. The Harley Quinn is a better choice. I mean, the best thing to do is become a team pro and have one like us. But
so Bill's going to be calling. He's going to be calling 36% of his range to a three bet, and then four betting. A very high frequency of that range.
Perfect. Yeah, that's exactly what I was asking.
With a fold of 55%. So
thanks.
Yep.
Awesome.
All right. So right now we have Bill minus 58K, although he did just win that pot on the right. I don't know if that is accounting for that or not, but it seems as if they've had a
monotone board. He bets one big, much like that's relatable.
It's very standard. Yeah.
Small bets on monotone boards. It's the same as regular poker.
This doesn't actually mean you have to do this for what it's worth. This is just a standard play. But I won't dive too deep into that.
Yeah. Now what? After it goes check, after you check back's turn, what are you bluffing with if you're Bill on the right?
So oftentimes how these boards play out. Well, Bill's gonna have a lot of clubs here, right? And he happens to have the nut flush that he goes for the check call. I think that's you definitely want to be bouncing that between check raise and check call. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with check call there because one, we have ace high, and two, we don't.
Wait, what? What are you talking about? Oh, Landon had ace high.
No. Bill had ace.
Bill didn't check call the nuts.
No, he check called. He check called the flop and then he bet the river.
Oh, I'm sorry. On the river.
I thought you were talking about the
river.
No, I'm saying Bill could have went for a check raise on flop with a nut flush draw.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to. So it's kind of completely up to him how he wants to react in that spot.
That's similar to I've been looking at monotone boards, just like trying to break down poker into segments of like what I have a semblance of understanding with, and it's like going down trees of a bunch of monotone boards first, and then
Yeah, I mean monotone boards generally play pretty easy. Paired boards play pretty easy. I mean, generally it's just small bet. Anything from 20%, 15%, one big blind, whatever.
Shut up! I worked hard to figure just that out, and that segment just gave away a month of my work. Oh, what's the guy on the left? Yo, Bill with the showdown rally.
Yep. A little 5 third pair there for Bill, I believe, or maybe that was second pair. I believe it was third pair. And we're seeing Landon goes check on the Jack 4-4, Landon going for the 2/3. What I'm slightly surprised by in this match is the lack of 2x pots or 150%. It's very common to overbet in poker, especially on turns and rivers. Oftentimes on rivers, you want to be polarizing yourself.
You just said in poker. Do you mean in heads up or in the metagame today?
No, in poker, both in heads up and in tournament poker. And you often see people go for like 2/3 bet, which is like considered maybe a big bet, but that's not like a big bet. That's you just do a lot of polarizing bets in poker if you've ran enough sims. And
Landon, Landon 3-bet here on the left, and then he isn't this a board he can check on the flop or no? Like,
he's gonna have a decent amount of bets, but I believe this is gonna be a very high frequency check by Landon on the left. He does have hands like 9-8 suited. He does have hands like 9-7 suited. He does have pocket sevens. And he actually did already check. I didn't see that. And I think if you're Landon here, it's like imperative to probably be trapping your boats because you unblock all of the clubs and straight draws that you want Bill to bluff. So if Bill's sitting here with a hand like, let's say, Queen 10 of diamonds or something like that, or Queen 10 or Jack 10, we're just going to let him blast off here. And
nice.
Whoa.
Landon goes for the check raise. Well, it seems weird. It seems like pretty polarized. Maybe I'm wrong that he would bet flop after 3-betting on a board like this. That it's just safe to check call a lot. No, on the flop.
I would find this interesting. I would find this very interesting for Landon to find a balanced situation here because of Bill's inherently both of them have a lot of 9x and a lot of straights. So both have 5-6 suited, both have Jack 10. Actually, Bill has a lot more Jack 10 because he has all combos of Jack 10 offsuit, where Landon only has Jack 10 suited. Also, Bill has all combos of 10-6 suited, where Landon doesn't always 3-bet 10-6 suited. So we do see an all-in and
a shit. Shit.
Yep. So this is whoa. Okay, that's going to be a mistake by.
Let's go. 7-10.
That's going to be a mistake by Bill there.
That's like an old man in a tournament on the flop play when you have bottom pair and a straight draw.
There's no reason.
Correct. Oh, here's the king forehand. We must know what Landon had.
Yeah, so we're gonna see Landon's hand here, and I'll let you know if I think it's okay. I mean, of course, I'm not always gonna get it right, but or maybe we don't. I guess we will because it'll get showdown. Okay, so Bill turns 2-pair here.
Actually. Yeah, he turned 2-pair, gets a boner.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so he gets the overbet, and Bill just calls. I think that's good, and gets a really shitty river because Landon's gonna overbet a lot of aces. And Landon goes, and I want to be ridiculous.
6-9. So what's the thoughts here, Robert?
I can't say I like this one very much.
Is that a snap? Is Bill calling with Queen 10 and shit like that? Or like, I mean. Is he forced to call? Or like, I mean,
so
what do you get
when
him
you're developing your triple barrel range, you want to unblock a lot of the hands that Bill could potentially have.
You'd rather him have hearts there, no? I mean, you don't want
Of course,
hearts.
you don't want hearts in your hands. Now, if he had a hand like, let's say, Ace 3, no heart, no diamond, I believe the other suit was something like that. It's so hard to fucking tell with these. I'm so used to 4-color deck.
What are you trying to figure out? What the turned backdoor draw is?
Yeah, what the two suits were. If he had a hand like maybe like Ace 3 clubs or something, perhaps this gets
the only flush draw came on the turn, I believe, and it was the hearts.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
there were 2 diamonds out there as well. I'm sorry.
He wants Bill to have hearts in his hand. So by betting hearts, and also blocking hands like Jack 9 that can potentially call twice with maybe some diamonds or something like that, I guess. But I don't know. It just gets a little peculiar. So here's the 7-10 hand, which I really think Bill makes a mistake here. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't believe the guy here, which is completely fine.
So 3 bets.
Yeah.
So given Landon has I mean, it's like, yeah, I may be wrong. I don't think you're betting very often here with him. If you have a bunch of whatever, you have enough strength to check call on paired boards. Maybe it's a little risky, but
you have a fairly high frequency check if you're Landon, but you can also bet here. No problem with that. The problem what I'm finding here in Landon's situation is he goes for a check raise on turn with 9-10, I believe he ends up having.
Yeah.
And this doesn't really just make that much sense because I'm finding it hard to believe that people actually bounce this spot well, because it's such an interesting, unique spot that, okay, so we missed it, but apparently Landon won enough money that the left table is breaking and we're going to bring up a new table.
The fuck, is that a thing?
Yeah, so every 120k or every 3 binds, they reset stacks to 40k.
What do you think though of? I mean, is Bill turning his hand to a bluff there? Obviously, like what the fuck was that? His 3 bet on the turn. What is Bill doing?
I have no clue. I think
okay, all right. Okay. I mean, you're talking
about
Landon's check raise on the turn being sketch. It's like, how about the piles?
Like your straights, your boats.
Why is he even betting the turn, dude? When check 2 after Landon goes bet, and he should check back turn always. Bill there, no.
The hand seems like a clusterfuck. I mean, to put.
But on the turn, yes or no? Would you check back 7-10 after calling flop?
Yeah, absolutely. I think.
Okay, I'm just making sure, dude, because I don't know what I don't know, but that seems pretty.
That was I would just say that was the worst hand I've seen Bill play yet. I think it's my 3rd time doing commentary. No offense, I think he won.
No, I hope that is because you said he's playing very well, and I haven't watched any of this, and if that's what's been in store, then I would think you're delusional. But you're a very smart poker mind. Shout out to EPC. But yeah, whatever.
I think he wants that hand back, and I think maybe he just didn't want to be faced with a big turn river decision, and that's maybe his logic for betting. But that just doesn't.
To me, when you get clicked, you're gonna face the opposite. Honestly, when somebody clicks, this is all exploitative thinking. Here's Landon though.
We see Bill 3-bet and bet small, which is going to be a fairly common theme on Ace 5-4. And wow, all in and a. What the hell did Landon raise with?
I don't know, but it's probably king deuce of diamonds.
That's a very particular hand to pick out.
Why not? Yeah, backdoor. I don't know. I'm just guessing, like backdoor flush draw, gut shot, straight draw.
Yeah, they're fucking firing away today.
Is that a good hand or not to do that? To raise in position?
No, you have king high with a gut shot. There's no reason to raise against quarter pot. You just
and then you mean you no need to raise and get blown off your equity?
Yeah, no reason.
Okay, I'll blow you off your equity.
This is just they're coming out swinging today. I wonder how the first 175 hands we missed went, but I wonder if there's just been blood all day. Bill down minus 90k right now, so not looking.
What is Bill 3-betting on Ace 5-4 two-tone?
So Bill has Bill has tons of ace X. He has hands like 5-4 suited. He has ace 5 suited. He has ace 4 suited.
So if you have all those value hands,
is ace 10 plus.
Is Landon forced to call though, Rob? If you do that, is Landon forced to call with flush draws? Oh, here's a big raise in the check raise in the river.
and that will be the nut straight for Mr. Perkins. So Landon's raise there is going to be consistent of some.
Talking about the ace 5-4 hand still.
Yeah. So hands like ace 5, ace 4. These hands are going to be mixes between raises and calls. And then he's going to take some of his highest ace X and then raise those hands. So like ace jack, ace queen in particular. Ace queen suited usually 4-bet gets it in, but that's not probably how he's going to be playing always against Bill.
So when Bill 3-bets though, I'm saying like, what is Landon then forced to call with like any of the flush draws he has, or like?
Yeah, I mean the thing is you shouldn't be raising a flush draw right on flop, like
for the same reasons you said, unless it makes it clear though. If it's a low flush draw, then you could just do that fold, right? I'm
guessing Landon just turned one. There's two parts to this hand. One, Bill shoved, which I find odd. So if you have a hand like ace king, ace queen, I don't think
that's what I'm getting at. It was just odd, yeah. That's what
that seems a little odd to me. And then second of all, that we have Landon raising inherently a board that's more favorable for Bill's range than is for his. But what hands he's going to pick is probably going to be hands that have very low equity. So maybe a hand like 6-8 or 6-9 suited or something with backdoor outs. Hands that may not like calling, or it could just be taking like stone blockers to his best ace X, like Jack 10 suited or something like that, or Jack 10 off or Queen 10 off, and raising those because they have good blockers to ace X. And it's fine to mix those in every once in a while. But if he does it too much, you're going to get caught.
Someone's mouse is bugging out on the screen.
No,
that's just what we see. That. No, I'm joking. That's like Fat Train. All right, so 6-6-3-3. I don't know, Rob. I don't know. I think Bill gave us the wrong time, and he's like blasting off these things that are not a thing so far. I think he may be in the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, Bill's Bill could literally be like getting out of a meeting and like just hop online and play 200, 400. You know what I mean? Like it could be hard to tell where his mental headspace is. Where I have to assume that Landon's probably going to be. We see a nice polarizing bet on the left-hand side from Bill, which I think he can do with all queen.
What's your worst value hand? What's your worst value hand? Any queen?
You can go Queen X. I mean, it wouldn't even probably be terrible to have a hand like pocket fives or something like that there.
Look, here's this hand where
ace high. Do we miss this? The Queen 10. We did miss the action here, so let's see how this plays out. Very high frequency bet from who's the button? Oh, so Bill's the button. He checks back the 10. This is fine, but he can also bet. And it goes check, check. I was going to say there's no reason to bet the 10 on the turn. And he rivers the straight.
We're going to see a Landon call with.
So Landon raises.
I'm sorry.
And Bill's probably just going to always call here, even though he has Queen of Diamonds. Landon still has a lot of flushes in his range. And Landon turns the 5 of Diamonds into a bluff, which seems ambitious.
Yeah, I mean, well, Queen 10 maybe the only Broadway combo that he doesn't bet on the turn, right? Like it's the only Queen X that he doesn't that Bill didn't fire.
Sure, he can have pocket queens, and he can have some other value hands.
He would play pocket queens like that. He's not betting turn with pocket queens.
He's gonna mix, right? He doesn't always have to bet that.
Yes, he does. If something's above 60% and there's an aggressive possibility, that's a pure in Ryan DePaulo's analysis.
Okay, there it is.
And you're street poker too. You seem so together right now. I'm proud, even though you're on the Vegas Strip, floating in midair.
Yeah, I'm just literally hovering over the fucking. I'm a little worried about traffic.
It's going light speed, dude. You should be worried about the traffic. It's literally teleporting.
So we see a 3-bet from Landon on the left-hand side on a 9-7-5. This is going to be very coordinated with both ranges. Actually, both players are going to have 6-8 suited. They're going to have 10-8 suited. They're going to have pocket 9s, 7s, and 5s. And we see a pot size. We see the 110 by Landon, which is going to be not an uncommon size on
the old 110.
Board. Yep, this seems fine.
And then now Bill can jam with 7-10.
Bill just goes for the call. Ace not being a very good card for Landon, in particular. because you're not really going to be potting a lot of ace-x, right? So the hands you may want to pot, maybe a hand like ace-9 suited, but I don't think this is going to be, I'm going to guess it's going to be a pretty high frequency check from Landon.
But Bill too isn't really high. I mean, like Bill is supposed to be
Bill,
4-betting ace-5 suited, I assume. I mean, he has.
Well, you got to realize once Bill calls 110% on flop, that's really fucking strong, right? So we're looking at like probably the worst hand he's going to call with is, I don't know, 5-6 suited, 7-8 suited, like a pair
Nothing related to an ace, basically. Nothing related to an ace.
No. He can easily. Well, he's not gonna have an ace much more, but he can easily still have a hand like 6-8 suited for sure. That he would check back. I think that would definitely be an okay play.
Oh no! I don't mean now, given that he called checked. I meant on the turn. Once the ace comes, I don't think it's good for either player, right? Because given that Bill called the pot size bet on the flop.
Okay, so we're gonna see what Landon has. He does have the overpair.
That sucks.
Yeah, and that makes sense from Landon there to go for the 110 on flop with the needing a lot of protection, lowering the SPR as fast as possible. Yeah.
Sucks on the turn if it's anything but an ace. I imagine Landon gets to get more value from Bill's hypothetical pair plus draw.
Yeah, I thought actually we were going to see a decent amount of shoving from Bill, but he just gave it up. Probably had some kind of 7-8 suited type of hand, maybe some 9-6 suited type of hand that doesn't need to value bet. Came out really poor for his hand. So
all right, so here there's a 7-8-9-10. There's a 6-card straight possibility out there on the right with the jack. Obviously, I know that much. Get a bonus for that.
That's impressive. That is impressive math. 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, that is 6 cards. Jack.
So, and there's in general, if it well, this is probably, you're going to give too complex of an answer. I shouldn't have. There's a bigger 3-bet size than they've been doing. No, I mean
no. So Landon's utilizing 10x. So look, there's not like a defined rule on what sizing you have to 3-bet. Just because Landon's using a 10x and Bill's using an 11x 3-bet, that doesn't matter. Right?
No, yeah, I thought for their own.
The only thing that changes is their ranges. Obviously, the bigger you 3-bet, the tighter your 3-bet range has to be. The smaller you 3-bet, the more you get a 3-bet, right? So this is just how it works. This is when people say, "Oh, this guy's such a fish because he 3x's or 3.5x's." No, he just has to open a tighter range to adjust accordingly. It's a common misconception that a lot of people don't really understand. So these guys are simply using two different strategies.
Yeah.
Of 3x.
I had mixed up who was going to what size, but yeah, no, what you're saying, of course, yeah, it totally.
Yeah, so Bill just has the 11.
I learned that from you. That the size you go doesn't matter. You just need to be aware of the effects, even for full ring MTT coaching and stuff. It's just like,
right. If you want to min raise a lot, or
that's what you told me. You want to be a DH, fucking min raise a lot.
If you want to play a lot of pots post, as you think you have a big edge, then you're
just a
lot
sicko.
of min raising.
Yeah.
Right. But we're not going to see anything in particular outside of like 2.5x. We may see some 3x's at some point in the match, and also you can 3x it open as well. I mean, it's a thing. It's also a thing. So it might not be the highest EV play, but it is a thing. I don't know what ACR just said.
Bump, please. I don't have Coke.
Let me bring this over to my other screen here. Or I can just look at my fucking phone. What am I doing?
I don't understand the giveaway. I have no time. I would no time to crash course. We're giving away something that we're going to discover at some point.
I apparently can't find WhatsApp on my phone.
I apparently can't. My swamp ass is ferocious. Yo, I was skateboarding. I came straight home from skate. I came home from working out. Now there's some beeping.
I just came back from a jog.
Yeah. You hear that beeping? All right, here's a queen. Look at this scary ass board. Yeah, bad beat board, like the old people would say at the cash game. But look at this. Let's see. Bill with the 8 and the flush blocker, but really bluff catch.
Oh, guys, by the way, why people are typing in yacht standard time is because we are giving away $55 ACR tickets, I believe, on the hour. So if you want to qualify to give that away, just copy and paste what Ghost of M is saying. Yacht standard time, I believe we do it On the hour, they'll give me the heads up on when we go. So make sure to type that in. Win the $55 ticket, and then win the fucking tournament. Why not?
Yo, 55 is like every night. 50K, so sick. Or
Yeah.
I mean, you could save it for Sunday and play the 125K. That is also so sick. But
see a chop pot with the.
I would go for the 50K nightly guys, the special.
So this jack turn is actually quite interesting after Bill's c-bet. It's going to coordinate with his c-betting range quite well. So like this is a turn that I would expect a lot of overbetting, but we may not see that. Hands that want to overbet are hands like 10x, 7x, and we do see. I guess.
You were right by $1, bro. You were right by $1. Forget the rake. You were right.
Yeah, he's just going for the pot.
He's going for the 101.
Yeah, he just goes for the pot instead of the overbet. But yeah, that's just a very utilized. That's just a very utilized situation. Once you're betting an 8-9 deuce where jack comes, that's gonna be very favorable for your range.
What's your value you're doing that with there? What's your worst value hand that you bet that size?
If you decide to see bet a hand like ace jack, which is probably not that often, you can definitely go with ace jack, or something like jack 10 would be fine. Blocking straights, blocking, getting value from hands like 10-7, 9, not 10-7, sorry, 9-10.
You're losing me too long, probably for the viewers too. They're all trash at poker.
Anyway, we see a 3-bet. Ace 6-3 goes for the 1/3. By the young Tice.
This pot is juicy.
The 3 turn.
Well, let me not be as juicy.
3 is a card that's not going to be relevant to either player's range that often. Bill will have hands like King 3 suited in his calling range, but Landon's not going to have that many 3x in his 3-bet range. But he also has the strongest ace x, right? So, he has hands like 4-5. He has hands like 4 deuce that he could be bluffing. He has a lot of clubs, but also he's going to be value betting ace jack plus here on the turn and probably on the river as well, if I had to guess.
So as expected, both players are digging in, right? When they call the flop, they're like, not that much change. I'm digging.
Yeah, I mean, river's interesting with the queen. Both players have ace queen in range. So yeah, I don't think this deep you're going to be 4-bet calling in, 4-bet calling ace queen suited. So this could be a very big pot, and we see an all-in.
Whoa, and the snap. Oh!
And he does have the ace, and Landon takes
Let's go. I'm clearly rooting for my friend Landon, but let's fucking go.
Wins the 111K pot there. So Landon off to a really, really good start. Maybe his best start yet. Close to it.
Dude, let's go.
And Bill just in a really, really shitty spot there on the river. I mean, it's just one of those spots that in heads-up poker is like a must call. Tends to be an underbluff spot, but Landon's going to be playing very theory oriented.
What do you mean tends being an underbluff spot? What do you mean?
No, the when it comes,
it tends to be an underbluff spot. Yeah, he had no choice to call. Does he have to call ace 9 there as well?
He's calling all ace x. All the same because the queen ended up giving him a better kicker, right? So it was like ace 3/3 queen.
Right, yeah.
Now he chops with like ace jack and the ace 10s and stuff like that. It just happens to be a really unfortunate river for him.
So your 3-bet, that was a flat pre, right? That was just was that a 3-bet pot?
That was a 3-bet pot, and Bill was
it was
yeah, that was 3-bet, then bet.
I don't think it was, but I believe you.
No, it was. I mean, there's no other way to get that amount of money in. So. Yeah.
I don't know. Let's bet on it. Let's bet if it was 3-bet.
It was, I promise.
$10.
No, I'm not gonna steal your money. He went quarter pot, 80. He went 8,000, 11,000, and shove river with top 2. I have a good memory.
No, 8,000 was the turn bet. Bet me $10.
That's what I said. 8,000 was the turn bet. And he bet 2,500 on flop. What the fuck? I'll bet you $10. Sure, whatever.
Good. Were you wrecked? All right, overbet on the left. On the king 3 deuce 6.
Yeah, pretty good spot for it. Gonna be mixing a lot of 4x, 5x, some king x here. Your strongest king x. We do have some 2-pair there, mainly the suited ones. We have all sets, so Yeah, looks good.
Bill is just torching it on fire today, right? Bill is just I'm joking. He got cooler. Well, that's what's so crazy.
Ace 10's a rough one because we're talking about 300 big blinds here, and we're getting to see the replay now. We're talking about they're starting off 100, 150 effective. This is not fun. This is not fun.
Bill has Ace 10 in his hand for everyone to know. So I owe you $10.
So very standard.
Obviously.
Very standard.
Obviously, I owe you 10. Fuck you. I'm more worried about that than the analysis. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's a very standard bet size by Landon here. And the 3, like I said, not being relevant to Bill's range really that much. Does have some 3-4 suited and stuff like that, but Landon's not going to be too worried about that. When the queen comes on the river and there's an SPR of 1.5, we always just polarize ourselves with a shove. We don't have any cute things like a block bet or anything like that. And Bill just is forced to kind of call. It sucks. Just kind of an unfortunate situation there for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's just torching it. He has to know he has ace queen there all day and fold.
Yeah, I mean, you really should just open fold to the flop and pre-flop, Guy at ace queen, you got ace 10.
Let me ask you seriously, if he has ace 10 suited there, is that a mandatory 3-bet or he flats that? He gets to flat that pre?
Bill?
Yeah.
You mean 4-bet?
No. Pre-flop.
Landon 3-bet. So
I'm
he would have
4-bet. I'm bugging.
That's how poker works. If somebody 3-bets, then you get the opportunity to 4-bet.
Yeah, I'm bugging.
It's crazy.
I didn't get to make coffee. My ass is sweaty. I don't know how to play heads up. I haven't made any funny jokes because we have to do analysis. Oh, here. Look, 9-5, 2, 4, 3. I know an ace is a straight and a 6 is a straight, right?
That's correct. Yeah. 6-7s are like a really long. 6-7s are really long straight because he has 120K. He's sitting out. So that'd be twice now that Landon he's up $140,000 right now. So 3.5 blinds. We might see Bill
fucking quit today. Quit the whole challenge. Just concede.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen.
What we'll see today.
So they're supposed to play for 45 more minutes, but we're playing 200, 400. So this is big. There's gonna be this can change around pretty quickly. And we'll get the new table for you guys here. Waiting for
the feature on ACR to not be able to bum hunt, so you can't see who it is until you're sitting.
Yeah, I think that's really good.
It's great. As a hunted one. But I don't really play cash anyway. But as a hunted, it's a good feature. I don't know for the hunters. So I really
am I playing
the rock avatar? We'll get into Berkey in a second. I just want to analyze the avatars for a second now that I can. The rock avatar looks the most like Bill. Well, now we have 2 3-bet pots. So I should probably pay attention to that.
Yeah, let's do assuming this is in the same. Yeah, okay. So 6-6-4, we're going to see a lot of betting from. Going to see a lot of betting from Bill. This is going to coordinate
big?
with. Yep. You can have a lot of big sizes on the paired boards. Landon just has a lot of like ace high type of fans and or some gut shot. He's going to have some 5-3 suited, 5-7 suited, 7-8 suited. Those are all forced to peel, so we just realized a lot of equity against those hands.
All ace X with a backdoor flush draw are committed to peel there too for third spot.
Yeah.
Any king X with a backdoor?
I guess it would depend on your king X, but yeah.
Okay, so somewhere along there is where you got to fold.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have a threshold of where you need to find your folds, right?
And that's what I'm asking, my man. So I just didn't have the words for it. It took me about 30 more words than it took you to explain that question.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
There's so many modes to you, Rob. This is like really sane commentary, working out, sexy Rob. I've seen sloppy, fun Rob. I love all versions of Rob.
Yeah, right now I'm in work mode. I'm fucking running every day. I'm running Sims all day, and I barely sleep, and preparing for my match, man.
All right, yes. Which after this ace 10 board, I want to ask you a little bit about your shit talking, getting you in trouble.
Getting me in trouble or getting me good action, whatever you want to call it.
So ACR is rigged. You can see here both boards have ace 10 at the same time and a 4.
Yeah, we have to assume it's just rigged at this point. So anyway, Landon goes for the small bet on the right-hand table on the ace 10, very high-frequency bet, and goes for the big bet. And once again, if Bill has an ace, this is just going to go all in by the river. Going to be very it's gonna just be another brutal spot if he gets coolered here. But you know, Bill has all ace 10. Actually, both players have all ace 10. Now this river's quite fucked. So if Landon has a hand like pocket tens, life just became really bad, right? Whereas, but it looks like he was perhaps okay. Yeah, that's good. Bill goes for the check back with king 10, calls it twice, and Landon just had probably some airball, some kind of like 5-3 suited type of hand or something, or perhaps some blockers like queen jack or something, and gave it up.
Is that one of the few rivers that he's giving up, or he's giving up most rivers with? I mean, depending on obviously what his hand was, but.
Yeah, I mean
is that a high percentage or give up?
I'm gonna guess what he had was probably a hand that didn't block so well. So he has to have some bluffs, right? You always have to have a bluff on like an ace, ace 10. What was it, ace 10 5-5 or something like that. Yeah, ace, so ace, 10, his most frequent bluffs are going to be hands that are relevant to the ace. So that are like queen jack or king queen or something like that have the best
on the
blockers.
Left and a call, overbet on the left and a call, and Bill wins with the Strizzly.
The nut straight.
Yeah,
there it is. Did Ryan bet on Landon or Bill? I'm assuming.
I wanted to bet on Landon, but I didn't. I didn't get it in time. So I have actually no bets. I felt like everybody did it first. Like this is 9 is 2 OD, and then talked to Landon a bit, and then based on how the sentiment was, I wanted better odds than I could have got. Like I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's covering. He wasn't covering coming into the match, but the match is not over either.
That's why I'm here.
So,
you know what I mean? That's why I'm here.
Yeah, so there's probably still some live betting markets out there, I'm sure, with Timex or whomever.
But I need to VPN my way into his site because I have too much going on, but I'm looking for bets.
I'm sure somebody in chat will give you whatever odds.
Find me a shady-ass way to do it, yeah. Don't ask me for transfers in my inbox, you sickos.
I thought you liked being DM'd personally and outing Jeff Boski's number on stream.
Oh, dude, I love that. I mean, one day when we're ready. One day when you're ready, we can sit down. You come over to New Jersey, and we ordered a projector yesterday for no reason, and we'll put it up in the backyard, and just me and
see
you
a
and
raise.
Will watch.
See a small raise by Bill on
disrespectful raise. If Landon folds, he's shitting on his face right now.
On the right, this is interesting because we could definitely see Landon go for a 3-bet on river. Pending his
raise. This is the
pending his hand. This to me kind of strikes me as like a finished 2-pair raise. And it is.
Yeah, look at you, fucking wizard, bro.
Oh my god, am I the best? Wow. Yeah, that like. I think you probably want to polarize yourself a little bit more with your raise size because if you're not going,
in general or with his exact hand.
So you can't think about your exact hand. You have to think about your exact range, right? So
we're hosting a show here for retards, you know.
So we have to think about our exact range and not our exact hand. Like our exact hand likes to probably raise small, but our range overall probably likes to raise big. So, when you like 2.5x raise, I find that hard to be that much of a thing. Feels a little like Bill is tilting. Am I right?
Yes, feels very much that way.
I don't think he's got a little bit of it back. He's got about 40,000 of it back, so he's probably feeling a little bit of sigh of relief, if I had to guess. I haven't been in. Well, I mean, I'm not in their shoes right now, but. It's never fun being stuck a few buy-ins at really big stakes to start off a match because then you're like, oh fuck, I'm stuck 5 buy-ins and I'm going to be sitting here playing for however many hours to get it back.
He doesn't seem like he's tilting actually, even though I said yes.
Big pot on the left. This went 3-bet, I believe, by Landon. Queen high board. Pretty interesting turn. Landon's going to be turning quite a lot of equity with hands like ace-5 suited, ace-3 suited, 7-8 suited, 5-7 suited. Of course, he's going to have hands like queen-jack suited plus, but he does go for the check. And Bill, once again, he will have a lot of those exact same hands, but also checks. let's go ahead and do.
I'll look at the chat. I'll contribute fucking something.
I was trying to ban someone, but I thought it was
oh my God,
a mod. This guy's a notorious troll.
Yo, I was still on banning people like a year later from the time that you had control of my stream for a bit.
Wait, but is I banning people? Or was it other people?
A couple that I found. There was collateral damage for a while. Oh my God, there's 308 people watching us. I need to be more entertaining and serious. Oh my God.
Yeah, like, okay, so we get a 3-up pot, Queen 10-8, pretty dynamic board. Get the 9, or sorry, we get the Jack turn, bring in the 9 straight. Bill's never going to have ace king. Landon has always king. Has a lot of 9x in range. Has all sets. Bill probably 3-bets a lot of his sets on flop, so range advantage is going to go to Landon naturally.
All right.
And it does go check, and Bill does bet.
All right.
Interesting. And pretty interesting river. Bill does probably bet a lot of his 2-pair on turn, getting value from kings, aces, ace, queen, stuff like that. But now can easily have a boat, but he does check. And Landon takes down with a king jack. So Bill was bluffing with some kind of spades, I guess.
I wasn't paying attention at all. I was looking at chat and I got cancer. No, I love chat, but they're like Henry Styles is like, yo, can you put me in your YouTube channel? In what fucking capacity, dickface? Like, what is it? What? You want me to just mention a comment right now on Twitch about you?
Just put him in. Just put him in, bro. I mean, just put him in.
Send me a video. Make a little bit. Anyway, no, I don't mean to be so. I love these peeps. I do. I'm not like you guys. I'm not good enough to even use the term chat, bro.
Here's a good question. Ryan Paulo, did they let you in the WSP house, or do you just get a visitor's pass? Are you going to be living in the WSP house with the boys?
Yeah. Just maybe not until after October, like for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Wait, so what WSOP? You mean for the summer? For the
one house, we have for like a month. Yeah,
I'm probably gonna fist fight for the reality show or whatever, and
yeah, sure.
In a I mean, it's like we're gonna like do hockey, boxing, and then it'll turn.
There's gonna be a lot of prop bets in that house.
Romance. Look at this giant! Look at this raise! Oh, what the hell? What the hell?
The flush for I actually missed that hand.
The backdoor flush. All I saw was a river. He bet 900 and Landon raised to 8K. And he called with a backdoor flush on Queen 7. Your mom.
Did he raised on the turn or the
river is all I saw. Bill bet 800. Landon 10x'd it or something like 900 8K.
We're gonna have that hand coming.
Yeah, so I don't have to ramble.
Shortly.
Yes, but you'll see. Yeah, I want your thoughts. The river. Dude, wrecking. Bill's tilt calling all of his.
Bill making a little bit of a comeback though. Probably getting it under.
Bunch of Landon bluffing, and Landon's bluffs have not been working in this recent streak, huh?
He could have been value betting. He could have easily been value raising a 7x though. So we'll see.
No. I'm sorry. I was just talking about the hand on the right on 4 King Jack.
Oh right, where the ace side.
4 King Jack 5-5. Yeah, just yet again another bluff picked off. I know it's a common thing, but
what just happened on left?
They chopped with the pair of 6s and then the board.
Okay. I just saw the money. We'll have that hand for you guys in just a second to see what happened on that 9-4 suited hand, and then go from there. So they're scheduled to play 32 more minutes. We'll see what happens. I think how Bill is doing it is if he thinks he's playing well, he'll continue to play. I believe that's what him and his coaches, him and his team has been working on. But if he doesn't feel like he's playing well, which based on that 10-7 hand, I'm going to have to run that hand, but I'm pretty sure that was a mistake. I just don't understand that hand at all. But Bill, there's one hand doesn't define your whole day, right?
No, you can play. Just talking shit. I'm rooting for Landon, so I'm jumping on the shit talking bandwagon as well. If one hand defined your day, I would be the worst player in the history of the game.
Like
many would.
Yeah, you're just only one of the worst. Don't worry.
But luckily in cash games, it doesn't, RIP you. Like in tournaments, the one hand is like a round of golf in the PGA final, and you blow it, and then you're out of the tournament. It's like in cash when they're playing 25K hands.
Although to make a 100 big blind mistake is kind of rough. That's
for sure. That's very hard to come back from. I see. If anyone is tracking their stuff like a fiend every day to see how poorly they're playing in their Poker Tracker 4 or whatever it is. Hard to come
doesn't look good. Punt. Doesn't look good for the graph.
It doesn't.
That doesn't look good for the graph.
It hurts.
So it looks like stats are updated, and Bill is actually still down 3 buy-ins. So if I had to predict that this is going to last 30 more minutes, but we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, does Landon have the ability to quit after 2 hours if he wants, or no?
Probably, but I don't think Landon ever would. I would assume he's going to be really mentally prepared for every session. As I would, Bill's a busy guy. I mean, it's not like this is Landon's life. Whereas Bill, he's going from fucking Austin to I think he has a place in Dallas, and sometimes he's just randomly on a yacht, and he does whatever.
I mean, that seems optional. I would. Oh, here's the hand we missed, Rob. Here's the backdoor flush. Who's producing this? This is a great job. America's Card Room. Let's fucking go. Sign up today for this goddamn website, guys, that they're playing on, that we work for, that we're team pros for. All right.
So
top pair, backdoor flush draw.
Yeah, we're gonna see a small bet from Landon here, I believe, for a check, and he does go for the 1/3, and check call, very standard for Bill. And
how big?
Check. I don't know I don't know the action. Yeah, I was gonna say this could probably be a pretty heavy check card.
Now look.
And Bill goes for the.
Oh, he check raise. He bets $900.
Oh no! So he blocks. Oh, I love this.
900 and look,
very nice.
8,500 he raised to.
Love this. Yeah.
By Bill.
Yeah, love the line by Bill there. I think that's great. I love the block because you want to be mixing in some 9s and 10s in your range, right? You can't just have. If you want to have flushes in your range and you're in your block range, you can't just go completely polar there. You have to have some blocks in your range, and you have to include flushes. If you're going to bet hands like 9s and like a 9x or a 10x, or if you randomly get there with queen x, you have to have some deuces. Block meaning small bets. Right. And it got Landon to bluff with the ace of spades, which is obviously not flush blocker. So
you split your block range into block and deuce and block clear fold, like.
Yeah, I think Landon had a pretty nice. The problem with Landon's hand is it's a really nice raise. We're seeing Bill take a break. I don't think this is going to be it by any means, but to talk about that hand a little bit further, Landon blocks ace king and ace queen. Not going to be high frequency bets with ace king on a 9-7-7, but
what was Landon's hand? I didn't even.
He had ace king with the ace of spades, so he blocked the backdoor flush. He blocked the backdoor flush. But I think it's one of those situations.
At least leave me with a completed sentence before you look at chat. So
sorry, I was just saying if we had to give anything away. So he blocked.
Check that, but just let me finish a sentence before you bail on me.
So he blocked the nut. He blocked the nut flush, but the problem is you get a little exposed on rivers if you're not balanced enough on turns. So Bill has, I believe the board was 9-7-7-10. So Bill can like happily shove hands like Jack 8, 7, 10, 9, 7, maybe even as strong as 7s for value. He's just gonna have a lot more boats than Landon because Landon's going to be betting a lot of his boats on turn for the most part, because Bill's continuing range is going to have a lot of pair plus open ended, right? So
you lost me.
Yeah,
I'll understand everything you're saying if you say it slower, but it's up to you if you want to repeat it or not.
Good hands like to bet. There.
Okay, yeah. I mean, and then
Landon had blockers and raised with said blockers.
Well, he had one blocker, right? I mean, is the king really that relevant? Is that what you were just going over when I zoned out?
When you block king, queen, and ace, queen, that's kind of nice, right? So Landon might be able to raise a hand like ace, queen on river. I'd find it to be a little thin. He's predominantly just using.
You're getting Bill's folding. Are you not folding? Not that you would block it. Not that you go for block size anyway, but. if you're Bill and some part of you had ace queen or king queen, aren't you bet folding river?
I really like if I'm
Yes
sorry,
or
what?
no?
If Bill what? If Bill had what?
If Bill had ever ace king or ace queen,
He can't because
I know he can't.
bet.
I know he can't because he blocked. But just say, once Landon raises, isn't Bill always folding those though anyway? If he were silly enough to have those in his range,
that would be like assuming that like I'm in 100-yard dash.
So then, Landon blocking that doesn't matter. So Landon blocking king, but then so you're wrong. Him blocking ace queen and king queen is irrelevant if Bill never has them once he blocks. Fuck your mother. All right, let's. Got you once.
No, that'd be like me running against Usain Bolt.
Wait, am I right?
Saying,
no, am I right? You said he never has it, possibly. So
he can't. He doesn't have it. He doesn't fucking have it.
So then why does blocking it matter? Why does blocking it matter? It doesn't.
Because Landon can have it. Bill can't. You're asking me if Bill can have ace king, ace queen, and he can't.
You said Bill. We're asking about Landon's blockers, and you said he blocks ace king, ace queen.
Is there like a gun around me or?
Yeah, you should shoot yourself in the head for me getting you once, and you, dude. I look at the chat. They probably have my back at you. What you're saying.
You're like asking. Well, hypothetically, if Bill randomly flats aces pre-flop, and flops a royal flush 7 times, it's like no, it doesn't happen.
Whatever. We're missing an analysis, bro.
All right. Anyway, they're back to playing.
Even though I owe you $10. Yo, they're going RDP. They have my back. Send Brian home.
I mean, yeah, that's funny. All right, so we have a 3-bet pot on the left-hand table.
Trying to explain poker fundamentals to an ant. You don't. These are not fundamentals. You don't understand this stuff. Don't give me crap.
Bill takes down left-hand side after c-betting in the 3-bet pot.
Bill probably just had to pee or get one of them. Some
Bill might be opening like a $10,000 bottle of wine or something. I mean, that's how big of a boss this guy is.
Landon needs to open a new Mountain Dew and a bag of Doritos. Nah, I think he probably eats well.
I really don't know much about the kid.
Well, at least
I haven't even seen him in real life. I don't think.
He's very tall, very sexy. You didn't see him in Florida?
No, I didn't see. The only person actually oddly ran enough to it was Perkins. It was the only one. I didn't see anyone
Only
else.
one what of anyone? Because I saw
out of
I
like
don't count as people.
No, I saw like you were there, I guess. But
Your afterthought.
No, I mean I saw some old school.
Landon with the 6 getting called. Yeah, Bill's just firing calls. Bill's fold button on the river seems to be broken, but happens to the best of us.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Heads up poker, man. You just have to make a lot of call downs because ranges are so wide, right? So there's gonna be a lot of bluffs. It sucks. I mean, it's just one of the for example, that ace 10 spot. That's not fun for Bill earlier. That's a $100K swing right there, right? So.
Yeah, so you guys see that Perkins is down about 3 buy-ins. One of them was just basically a cooler, essentially. Ace 10 versus ace queen on ace 6 3 queen. Yeah. And then the other was just a spew catastrophe. And then the other what?
Yeah. I mean, the one by Bill, I just have to assume that was just a complete disaster. Seeing the pot size bet by Bill on left side table and a really good board to do it with. The 8-5-4. He's going to have all 6-7. He's going to have a lot of 6x, 7x to be balancing this. Hands like Queen 6 could even go for the overbet. His overpairs, and he does go for the snap check though. And Landon's 5 does take it down, unblocking all of the draws that Bill can have. I think that's good.
What? Why do you want to unblock his draws?
Because you want Bill to have all the draws, right? So you want him to have 6x, 7x.
When you're showing down that weak, you mean?
Yeah, when Landon calls with the 5 on the turn, you want Bill to have all of the 6x, 7x hearts, 9, 10, jack 10, whatever. I know you. I know you all know this. You're just trying to get some action or something later on down the line. You're playing dumb, yeah.
No. Well, I think that for me and many other people, it's just my brain is just, it literally takes an extra second, and everything you're saying, I understand. but I think that like there's levels of people who have poker understanding where they just like assume you remember all the time why you want these removed, like, you know.
Yeah, big pot on the right. I actually did. I missed the action. Is this a triple barrel or was this 3-bet?
I'm just gonna guess triple barrel. I have no evidence of that. I haven't seen anything. Based on the board, it probably went bet, check, bet.
Oh wow! Get a check shove from Big Bill here, leaving $3 back here.
Slow roll with the 5-4.
And Bill actually, I don't know. He actually said why he does this, and he thinks it's a glitch, but I think he just needs to slide the bar over just a little bit more.
And wait, he thinks it's not working. He says it's
yeah, because Landon's never done that, but Bill has left back like $1 a bunch of times. I think he just clicks like pot, and it says like all in, like it'll show like 0 big blinds, but there's also obviously when it's like $1, it's not going to show a 0.00 whatever it is. Wow. So I think he just does that, but it's not going to change anything in terms of the outcome. So 3-bet from Landon, and we see a check on the 6-5-3. Also another board that's going to be fairly high frequency bet, but you know, obviously check's going to be mixed in here quite a bit. Goes check, check. Check's going to be a fairly neutral card.
That was a pretty big hand that last spot.
Yeah, that was a what he bet 8 into 13 / shove, something like that.
Yeah, then he shoved. Yeah, he bet 8, folded.
So Bill on the comeback trail, down less than 6 figures now.
Yeah, yep.
Bill's going to be feeling really good. If he wins one more buy-in back, then he's going to be feeling really good about himself. So this goes check, check, check.
Well, let's see what they have. You said they were on pace for about 7. You predicted big blinds per 100. Do you feel differently now after this 2 buy-in swing, or?
Well, that was what the actual pace was, right? I don't know what the actual, like, you know, I bet on Landon for what it's worth to cover. But if I saw how well Bill had been playing thus far, I just wasn't sure how seriously a guy with his net worth can take it. But also to get to his net worth, you got to work really hard. So, but he's just really busy. Like, he just doesn't have the hours that Landon's going to have to put into this match, right? So, but he has a really good team around him too, and Bill's a really, really smart guy. Anyway, we see 2 3-bet pots and a call on the left side table, Jack 10-3. But if I knew he took it this seriously and his game really went from like being like bored, you know, a recreational player to like not bad at all, I would have bet on Bill if I knew prior.
It's hard to judge. I mean, we don't have that much, right? We don't know a lot of all the non-showdown hands, or do you feel you get a sense of it with cards down enough to say that someone's playing well or not?
With cards down, you know, I've seen enough of, you know, the highlights and the actual hands and the bet sizings. It's just very obvious that somebody's been studying with certain bet sizes, certain overbets, certain call downs.
Speaking of overbets, Landon just gets that through, and then.
Yeah, very interesting that Landon goes for the check on the Jack 10-3 followed by 150 on turn. That's what to think about. Yeah.
Well, are the 3-bet ranges built to include like middle? Do you have board coverage, or I don't know how you'd phrase it on the middle boards like this?
We're at the 4,000 hand mark. Oh wow. What's that? Sorry.
On Jack 10, whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah. We cover that board really. Yeah. So like Bill's not going to cover the board as well. He'll have Jack 10 off, which Landon will have like basically no Jack 10 off, but he'll have all Jack 10 suited. But Bill won't have Jacks or 10s because those are usually 4-bet get in. But the deeper you are, the less you're going to 4-bet get in hands like Jacks and 10s. Particularly 10s, like Jacks is going to be pretty happy to get in. Anyway, left-hand table, we see a 3-bet and a bet by Mr. Tice, who's been 3-betting quite a lot, it seems. He's been picking up the aggression here. And goes for the big bet on... Could be a spicy turn, you know, if Bill has a hand like Jack 10, you know, maybe some diamonds, maybe some King 4 of diamonds, King 9 of diamonds. He's gonna, he can have some Jack 10 of clubs for sure. I think Landon didn't. He bet kind of small. Yeah, he bet a quarter, so he can have Jack 10 of clubs. And That's actually an interesting river because we have some. We do have some like 4 suited at a low frequency and 5-3 suited at a low frequency in Landon's range. But he does go for the check, which I think he would probably. I think it's a little thin to be betting a hand like Ace 10 on the river. So we could be seeing some complete give ups by Landon, or we can be seeing some pot controlled hands by Landon. But I don't think we're gonna see Bilston tank.
He said he's been now. There's no nuts in Landon's range anymore once he checks river. Overall,
yes and no, because you should be trapping. So when let's assume the board comes 9-8-3 and we have a hand like pocket nines and we 3-bet and we bet and it comes like a 4 and a deuce, right? Mm-hmm. And we bet and it comes 2 diamonds, so 9-8-3 for deuce. Okay. Mm-hmm. Our opponent, we should be checking nines on river a lot, simply for the fact that our opponent's going to have a lot of hands that don't have a 9 because we block all the 9. So he's going to have hands like Jack 10. He's going to have hands like diamonds. He's going to have 6-7. He's going to have maybe some Queen 10 with backdoor whatever suit. So he's going to be bluffing those hands, whereas we're not going to be getting value from those hands. Of course, he can have a 9, but it's very hard to have a 9 when we have top set. So that doesn't mean Landon's cat there. He easily could have had a very good hand there. But at the pace at which he folded,
it seems like an odd line though. But what you said totally makes sense.
At the pace at which he folded,
to bet check with and have enough traps is what all I'm saying. But anyway, that was a big pot for Bill.
Basically, the more outs and draws that miss, and the more nutted our hand, we want to allow villain to do a lot of bluffs, make a lot of bluffs. So. Guys, do not forget, we are giving away a $55 ticket to the 50K Yacht Standard Time.
Which type is basically like giving away $7,000 because you're going to win the 50K special every night.
I talked to Nagy, and he said whoever wins the ticket is actually going to win the tournament.
No, he said you're going to flop 8 sets. He can't make you win. He can make you...
Yes, just don't misplay your sets. Just wait for the sets, and... type in Yacht Standard Time. Ghost M will give a. Don't know exactly what we're doing. Just copy and paste what other people were saying.
Wait, did you shout out this other person? All right, Action Donk.
Who is Action Donk?
I guess the winner of the giveaway.
Oh, call Action Donk in chat. Congratulations. You have 3 minutes to claim. So all you guys...
You gotta sign up and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Rob's Twitch. Be a subscriber. You need to go punch your mom in the face. I'm gonna waste the whole 3 minutes tanking so you don't collect it. No, go ahead, Rob. Tell him what to do.
So, what was his name? Call Action Junk. Action Junk. You are the winner.
You now have 30 seconds.
Yes. Please claim in chat. You have 30 seconds to claim, or else we will do another drawing, and we probably will have one more drawing as well.
Or else we murder your family.
So just...
All right, Bill with the sauciness in the river. Let's see. I feel like it's every time we look up, it's Landon betting river, and Bill with a decision. Call. I bet Landon has it.
Nice value bet by Bill there. Bill make a nice little comeback here. Landon up all the way to 140K, I believe, at one point. All the way down to, that's going to bring it down to about 85K or so. So Bill's probably feeling a little bit better. I think he, outside of the ace 10 and that 10-7 catastrophe, it's kind of a, evenish match if you want to take those hands away.
Yeah. I mean, the comeback included a bunch of, calling.
I hope they keep playing.
Catching rivers.
Yeah, I hope they keep playing. I don't want them to stop at the 2-hour mark.
So look, here's a 2/3 bet on the right on Jack 8-10 with the click, with the kind of clicky. Oh, not a little bit more, but.
Yeah, so Bill goes for the check raise on the turn here. Of course, he's going to have a few straights in his range, but hands like 9-7, Queen 9 make for nice check raises for the obvious outs, for the obvious fact that you get to turn a straight and you have relatively good blockers to a jack. So interesting that he goes for a check raise on that board.
Yeah, I'm bugging. It was more than a click anyway. It was a normal size check raise, I think.
A little small, but Lillian isn't winning above 5 big blinds this match. No, he's up. He's definitely up. I think he's probably covering the spot right now, if I had to guess. Prior, I think he was at winning at 7. So with given that he's had a really good day today, then he's definitely covering.
So you're talking about a lot of how busy Bill was in prepping for this as mattering or during. Like, how quickly do you think someone can get good at heads up? Like, you don't weigh their history as much. Well, I guess whatever.
Are we talking about Bill or Landon?
But either. How, like to what extent do you think that natural talent versus effort heads up?
Well, first of all, I don't think there's really like that much natural talent in poker. Not in 2021, right? There's natural talent back in like 2009. Intuition.
And live still, dude. Live there's some insane.
There's like some crazy intuition stuff, right? Like guys like Brian Altman or something who won like his 20th WPT
terrifying
today.
To play against. Yeah. Like he won it. Yo, congratulations, Brian Altman, dude. Yo, I played with him.
This guy's a legend.
Remember? Terrifying.
Yeah. But actually, first humble brag here. First tournament last year, we chopped heads up. Or not last year, the first WSB. But yeah, he just like ran over the table. We got heads up and we chopped him. I was like, okay, nice.
Who was vouching for you that you chopped the WSOP event?
No, this is Venetian 1K. It was just the very. This was prior to the WSOP. It was just like 1K or whatever. But yeah, he like just took everyone out the FD. I was like, it was like the easiest FD ever. He just had a massive chip lead. He took probably 7 people out. I was like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a beast. Yeah, he gets it done. He gets it done. He's always got it done. There's
so many players. Yeah. So anyway, given that effort it's mostly the case, then it makes sense that you're mostly analyzing this, assuming they're just both smart people.
Yeah, I mean, there used to be a saying, right?
Oh my God, look at this one big bet from Bill on the turn here. Misclick?
No, I doubt it. He's done this.
The 6%.
He's done this a few times.
It's not even 10% is the lowest like thing I'll ever give myself. I don't know.
I don't under. Yeah. It's
maybe hoping for a free showdown.
I mean, but buying showdown is like a very dumb thing to think about.
Well, if it's only one big and it works, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's so exploitable, right? They have to play 20,000 hands,
of
right?
Course, right. I know you can't do these tricks. I know. That's
maybe these tricks work every once in a while.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't work.
Yeah. So heads up really forces you to play optimal.
What was the saying? So the saying, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. In 2021, I think to beat poker at its highest level, you have to work very hard, and I think Landon probably has. Bill, I think he's worked very hard, but he also has a really fucking high paying job. He's a fucking hedge fund manager. He does all these different things, oil trades, commodities, whatever. He just doesn't have as much time as Landon has. If I'm Landon and I'm presented with this opportunity to play 200, 400, I'm going to be eat, sleep, breathing poker 24/7. I mean, this is what you should be doing if you're, preparing for a match. And he's probably been doing this since February or whenever the match started. Because if you're going to lay down, you're going to offer somebody 9 big blinds, you better be really fucking confident in your game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like Mayweather fighting McGregor, he better have won.
Yeah. So just go check on right.
So Rob, you think you're better than most people? They're just lazy, the people who are not as good as you.
Yeah, I'm not. I think the funniest thing is when people think I'm like smart. I'm a fucking idiot.
I know, dude.
I'm a fucking idiot. I just work really. I just work really hard.
He's not lying. He is an idiot.
I'm truly dumb. Like I'm just a truly dumb guy. I'm very good at just a couple things, but I just work really hard. I just work harder than the next guy. I go with the Mark Cuban mentality of there's always someone trying to chase you, right? And if you don't work harder than them, they're going to catch you. And why would you want to be half-assed at something that pays a lot of money? So work really hard and you're going to get really good results. So yeah. Any dates for this? Any dates set for your match yet? Tentatively, it should be mid-July-ish, assuming Berkey doesn't back out. Berkey, if you watch this, please do not back out. I would love to play.
Can you guys go another month on Twitter just alone before you do the actual match? Because that is equally entertaining. Yo, now Landon with the one big blind bet, not in nearly as big a pot, but he's saying, hey, eat a bag of dicks. I could do this move too. Now let's see if he also goes big on the river.
Landon led the one big blind pot on the turn on the 5? Okay, so the 5 is actually a very high frequency lead from out of position. I don't think one big blind is going to be utilized. It's usually 30%, but
I know.
That's, it is what it is.
I know.
I know you know this, so
I'm a doctor too.
And we see a pot size bet by Bill. I think he can easily go, anything from. Well, he's going to have a lot of hands here, but
I know. I'm just trolling you. I'm doing Dr. Stephen Brule. Well, so what?
I was just wondering what Landon was considering calling with, because it kind of looked like he may have led like a hand like 3-4, or like obviously if he leads queen, he just snap calls it. Perhaps I don't think you want to lead ace high, but that's a very, very high frequency lead turn. I was running that exact same sim last night.
Heads up.
Yeah, for heads up, and it ended up being there was a big difference. I ran it for a king 9-6. On the 9 turn, you lead like 35% of your range, but on the 6 turn, you lead like 85% of your range. So that just shows you kind of the difference, and obviously that was a somewhat similar spot, but yeah.
So the card, the ranking it is on the flop as far as middle pair, bottom pair matters less than the actual strength of that card. You would say, aside from top pair aside.
Yeah, the reason for it being that bottom pair obviously is going to be not bet as much by the in position player. So let's, for example, on the king 9-6, the button is not going to be betting a 6 very often. But he's going to be betting a 9 more often than a 6. So when the 6 comes, it's a much better card for the in position or the out of position player.
After check on the flop.
No, this is after bet. This is bet, donk lead. Donk lead. But this is a sim at 200 big, so I don't know how it's going to change it.
I understand. No, I assumed we were talking about donk lead. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I follow.
He isn't lying. Ryan says, yeah, I mean, no, he's not.
Who?
Talking about how dumb I am, but yeah.
Oh. Yo, Perk with the comeback, dude. I mean, if this is the end of it,
he is sitting out. He really did make a comeback here.
He made a savage comeback. He's
really sitting out 4 minutes early. We'll see if this is it, or maybe he's just going to take a little break, reevaluate.
This is one real cooler, you could call it, right, where he has to call on the river, and then a punt.
And Landon also sitting out, so this could be it, but you would think they would leave by now.
Both Rob and I have horribly sweaty asses. We're very nervous. Rob has half of his net worth on this and half tied up verbally with Berkey. How do you feel having no money? He's levitating above the strip like Chris Angel.
I don't have much money on. I've like nothing on this Tice match for what it's worth. I just want to sweat.
So this is what all degenerates say. A sweat is meanwhile a highly irresponsible amount, and it looks like based on the fire and hell brimstone graphic that this is it today. Perk, that was almost a win for Perk, you could say, after the yacht hands in the beginning. No, I mean, I'm being a little facetious. 40, 80.
Yeah, I think he probably wants the 10-7 hand back. He gets that hand back, and he gets that back, and he's only down a buy-in.
But it's
now, so let's do the math here. Every 1,000 hands, Landon has to spot him 36K. So we're looking at Landon's not up that much over the 4,000. Oh, they're playing.
Booyah!
Let's go. So I'm gonna guess Bill may have had a call with maybe MJ and said, how do I?
Hey,
I think Bill's probably aware, like pretty self-aware that it's like okay, I think I'm just I fucked up maybe a couple hands, but I'm starting to play a little bit better. And he has made a nice little $60,000 comeback so far. So yeah, this is cool to see.
Wait, so if Landon needs to, he's well above pace today so far, obviously, but it's 36K per 100 hand. How much per 1,000 hands?
So yeah, so 9 big blinds, 36,000 per 1,000 hands that he's going to be spotting. So 72,000.
So even with the Bill comeback today, obviously he's well above pace. He's a great day so far.
Yeah. So what is that? 144,000, and he's up 194 total. So 50,000. Landon will be up on the match as if it were to end right now, which would win.
What if Landon called him and is like, yo, you got to play 2 more minutes? I'm trying to cheat out.
Yeah. I feel as if Bill has the. I don't know what their buyout stuff is. We have to. I've yet to find that out.
So, are you more prone? I don't know if they talk about who backs who. Is this all known, like on the Landon side and stuff?
From what I understand, Landon has sold a bunch of himself. Obviously, Bill's gonna have all of himself.
But I'm saying it's not public who's backing Landon.
I think Berkey has a big piece or something like that. I'm sure there's multiple pieces. Right. I mean, it's such a big, it's such a big game. The fact that Berkey's
related, though, does that make you root? Well, here, wait. Let's focus on this hand on the left here first.
Big pot for Bill, and overbet from Landon takes it down.
So since he's related to your new nemesis, Matt Berkey, in at least some sense, that you know Burke is going to benefit if Landon wins, does this make you root against the kid a little bit more?
Nah, Landon seems like a nice. He seems like a nice.
How far does your hate extend?
How much does my hatred for Berkey extend to immediate other people? No, like I like Christian Soto. I think is like a bro. He's super cool. Like Landon seems like a nice kid. You know, there's just because I disagree with a lot of Berkey's, you know, obnoxiously large words. You know, that doesn't mean I have to extend it out to the rest of his crew. Although I have had a lot of weird motherfuckers in my DMs that are part of Berkey's. Just like, oh, I can't wait to whoop your ass in the WSOP. I was like, oh, okay, guy. Sure, you guys are really, really tough guys out there.
On the right, there's 3-bet call.
I just expect walking into the WSOP and everyone's gonna have a Solve for Y shirt, and I'm just gonna get punched by everybody. Like, here he is, boys. Let's get him. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
And then they come up to you with the Sauruses and talk. But wait, look at it. So on the right, it was a 3-bet pot bet, then check, and now on ace jack, 3 deuce jack. What's the worst value hand?
Check turn. Landon's gonna be betting. Oh, this is weird. How then?
What the hell?
What happened? Oh fuck.
Disconnected. Whoever's producing has been doing great. I've done nothing but sign on and talk like an idiot.
Oh no! What happened here? I'm thinking maybe like ace 10 feels a little thin, but because it's hard to get called by worse. So Bill won a big hand, yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Wow, what a time for that to go out.
Hopefully we get the replay, Owen, whenever it is available. If it would be, maybe not. It's fine. But that was, dude, Bill with the comeback.
Yeah, let's get that replay if we can, because we don't know exactly what happened.
Dude, I feel like a real broadcaster. Like in the booth, guys, back in the truck. Could you get that replay?
Shout out to Fat Train Justin Kelly, the man behind all the magic. And we might see Bill get his first table trade off. So they are going to go over the 2-hour mark. Bill must be feeling like he is playing better than his results are showing. Which, other than a couple hands.
So the Perk, just the raw hand wins. His Perks won 152 hands and lost 167. For those interested in little tabulations, but you got to win the big ones and the all-ins. You know what I mean? That's really the most important part of poker.
Rob, can we get a Leroy Jenkins? There you go, in that voice.
You ever play the World of Warcraft?
No, not nerd. I play StarCraft.
Hearthstone?
No, I played a little StarCraft when I was younger, but that's about it.
That's real-time strategy, right? Also, that's like Command and Conquer type of game.
Strat stuff, yeah.
Here it is. I hope.
All right, so let's see. This ends up being a big pot. Kings. Oh, spicy here.
I'm surprised.
Why are you surprised?
That Bill will check the turn on this hand with a spade.
So he goes for the 3-bet, goes for the bet with king spades. This hand probably mixes between bet and check. But he goes for the small bet, and
this is what I mean. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're really accomplishing a whole lot by betting. So, and then whoa,
20K on 13K.
So this is interesting because you have to factor in what. I don't like this line by Landon.
What are you thinking, Papa? Get it clear in your head if you want for a second, and tell us the god level analysis that you've been spitting all day with your beautiful eyes.
So we have to think about ace jack. Ace.
Slow down.
Ace deuce
gather
three.
Your thoughts. Gather your thoughts. There's people much more retarded than me in the chat. Make it edible and comprehensible.
Okay, so when we go for a 1.5x pot, we have to consider what our villain's calling range is going to consist of, and what we actually represent, right? So what hand is Landon realistically representing when he 1.5x's, and what is the thinnest value bet he can possibly have?
He's representing mostly jacks, I reckon. I don't know. I mean,
he can have some jack X in his range, but it's hard because the jack of spades is out there, and most of your jack X are going to have the jack of spades in its range. So it becomes very interesting to have a big bet there, and I think that's a mistake.
It was a big pot on the right. We'll go back to that in a minute.
So this goes 3-bet bet by Bill. There's a very decent chance we just see like some kind of chop pot or some kind of like jack X or 6x, and this is like this is what I was thinking. It's gonna be jack X or 6x like always.
Nobody's really bluffing on turn that much.
It's just honestly that is such a ridiculously underbluff spot that no one finds enough bluffs there, because it's just so hard to naturally find a bluff there. That I and land snap calls with 6.
You don't have to. I mean, for all the talking you've done about mandatory calls, heads up.
The problem is, like I said,
not enough bluffs. There's no bluffs.
It's hard to find bluffs, man. It's hard to find
none,
bluffs. You just don't see people fire in the fucking.
They don't.
The king queen or something like that.
There's the first exploitative analysis I've heard.
The ace 5 suited. It's a little bit. I want to talk in theory. I want to talk in theory as much as possible, but it seems that is just one of those spots that is just so it's unique and it's it's underbluffed. Landon in theory has a call for sure, but if Bill doesn't have enough bluffs, then we have to overfold, right? So, but that doesn't mean Bill doesn't have enough bluffs, because we've already seen a bluff in the quads a couple of times, so he probably does. But
I'm proud of you for thinking exploitatively. It's the first time I've heard you do this.
You have to. We're humans, so neither of these guys are going to be playing in like bots. So.
He got up too high. That was one hand.
That was big pot. So Bill's all the way down to minus 10K. Is that right? Whoa! What a momentum shift that is.
How?
Yo, what? Is that accurate? After that big pot, it was 48. So it was 48K, and then he won that. Yo.
Wow. So he just grinded it down, and then the 6-6 jack hand.
Wow. So momentum is on Bill's side right now. Wow. I mean, that bit of a cooler there on the jack 6-6, of course, but that's those hands are going to happen naturally. Over 20,000 hands, you're going to see a lot of coolers. So
that doesn't seem right, but I believe it. I mean, because Bill's been chopping it down. Maybe it was low enough that whatever.
Yeah. So Bill's definitely feeling really good about himself. Goes for the pot size bet on left hand side.
He has the biggest boner right now. Probably. I don't know him at all, but I bet you.
Yeah. I mean, when you're stuck 140 and hour, you're like, fuck. Got a hill to climb, and he's climbed right out of it. You're feeling pretty good here if you're Bill. And even with this spot, I mean, he's almost break even on the spot. Still covering the spot as of right now.
For the whole challenge or for the day now?
For the whole challenge, and for the day it's close.
Right on pace, yeah.
Every 100 hands, we have to, it's $3,600. So, multiply that, math, whatever. I'll have to ask my buddy Chris Moneymaker to do the math for me.
Your calculator.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris Moneymaker, who I only know through the ACR group chat, but he's hilarious. When he's awake. He let someone in Texas think that John Party was a country singer without correcting him, and didn't
Super
bother
funny.
to clarify until I found out. Like I thought, like it was like the long con troll. Chris is hilarious.
He's looking like one of the best trolls of all time. He's the
Legit.
fucking
Very very
he's the
impressed.
fucking goat troll.
I'm not surprised ACR to get the great troll higher. On King 6 Deuce, he
3-bet from Bill
small.
and goes for the 25%.
You only ever go that size on this?
No, you're gonna multiply. Yeah, you're gonna have a mixed strategy, but it's okay to simplify flops yeah, because you have to think about Landon's calling range, right? He's just gonna have a lot of air. He's gonna have some ace highs. He's just gonna have some hands like fucking 5-7 suited or 8-9 suited, just shit that doesn't really coordinate that well. And Bill goes for an odd sizing on turn here, actually. And Landon calls once again. Turns, I mean, the fact that Bill bet a quarter, Landon's going to be floating a lot of gut shots, and then the 8's actually going to give him, you know, hands like 9-7, 7-5, you know, 4-5 now turns into a double gutter. Goes check, check, and the 6 is going to take it down.
Nice.
Really curious what Bill had there. So this is the ace.
Oh, this is, yeah. 40K. Landon, I don't want to spoil it for everyone, but I think it recognizes.
So, yeah, standard 3-bet here.
Quarter.
Yeah, so this is where it gets interesting. I actually think Bill's probably supposed to mix in a lot of checks on turn, if I had to guess. And the reason for that being is you want Landon.
Oh, he jammed.
Yeah, so he went bet shove.
No. It was. Was it shove on the river? Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Landon raised.
Nah, Landon's not called.
So
I'm curious to run that one, as I think Landon. I think Bill has to be checking his boats, quite often on turn to protect the rest part of it. And the whole point of that is to protect other parts of your range, you know, your overpairs, etc. So
yeah, because then I understand your value is just so
big pot, left hand side, 2-pair takes it down for the gas trader. Bill on the comeback. What if it switches the entire direction? Like Bill goes up 127K and it's fucking dead even over 4,000 hands. Because to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, over 4,000 hands, I thought there would be blood. Like I thought there would be somebody's up 500K, someone's down 500K, whatever way it may be.
Well, clearly you thought it'd be Landon because you bet on Landon, but
yeah, I'm very impressed with Bill's play. I think.
So have they played a more aggressive, or like what's the meta game between the two of them compared to other heads up challenges or whatever?
So the very first commentary I did was on the very first match with Moneymaker, and Bill came out firing. Nice one, Polish Prince. Bet on me then. Bet against me. Bill came out firing hard, and me and Chris were kind of talking about a pregame, and we kind of both assumed that was going to happen. We just kind of, because it's Landon's biggest stakes before this is 5,100, and it's just that, you know, it's nerves are going to get to him, and he did say after his post game interview that the nerves were there. I think as time progresses, Landon's just going to utilize a really good strategy, and I think the longer the match goes on, the more it's weird because Landon's probably like already pretty defined, whereas Bill's learning curve is just going to go up and up. So, however, I think Landon's going to be putting in a lot more work.
Yeah,
so
able to adjust, right? That may, yeah. He has diminishing returns on his hours, Landon, but he has more hours to put in.
Can we get Mr. Stompy Toes banned? This guy's
Glad you're Rob. I'm trying to be here connecting with you, and you're worried about Mr. Stompy Toes, you know?
Nah, I mean, let's
No. Do you? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, this guy's annoying. Anyway. not too big of pots here.
Yeah, so good time to talk about you getting yourself into trouble with Berkey a little bit, maybe, possibly. We may have to interrupt for a hand, but you're gonna lose your whole roll, huh?
My whole roll.
With the king. Right?
Yeah, I mean, ideally we meet terms, and ideally it's all streamed, and it should be a fun match. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a fun match, especially 80k deep. That is our agreement. We're gonna
Why
start
do you
with.
want him to both stream just to make sure he's be on the up and up? I mean, not saying you don't trust him, but
well, I think it's good for entertainment purposes.
It is so good for poker, these heads up matches.
Yeah, I think it's good for entertainment purposes. I think it's good for database analysis, right? So obviously I want to see his cards. There's a lot of good reasons for it.
Wait,
but
what? What is heads up? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. I'm bugging. Yeah, sure. All right. So that was a big. He just went over bet pot in a 3-bet pot on Ace King 6 2-tone. Is that's a size?
Yep, that's a thing.
Dude, I don't know anything in heads up specifically.
Yeah, it's gonna be a rarer size than normal, but yeah.
Don't you want to bet a size that for an overbet in a 3-bet pot? Is Landon forced to continue with all of his kings there, or can he fold some? He gets to fold some, I imagine.
Boy, it's weird because the Ace 6, like, there's such a big difference between an Ace King 6 and Ace King 5. Because we have hands like 3-4 suited, 2-4 suited, 2-3 suited occasionally. Although those are almost all pure calls, so it's a little bit more interesting. I don't think we fold king. No, I doubt we get a folded king on the flop. Yeah, even to a big size.
What's your worst offsuit king that you're calling a 3-bet in position?
Offsuit king?
Yeah.
King 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, you don't get to fold a king. Never mind. I was thinking the range is much wider. Yeah, if you, so that makes sense then that you would have some big bets there. I guess with a little bit of whatever the hell I'm trying to piece together of a strategy. That makes sense.
I don't think the results live or online will be much different. Paul Aces. I play a lot live as well.
So what's
it's the tough guy Conrad, who's apparently going to beat me up.
Oh, look,
hello, Mr. Conrad.
And a 3-bet pot on 10-9-4. This can't be his thing. No, maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see the more dynamic the board, the bigger the bets we're going to see in 3-bet pots, right? We're going to see a lot more checks, but we're going to see a lot of big bets.
You're dynamic. 10.
Ooh, interesting sizing here. 40% by Mr. Gas Trader, who has quite a lot of Jack 8 suited, 8-6 suited. I don't think overpairs are going to be using this sizing very often, so kind of a little interesting here. We get the double flush board as well.
Geez, 37k in the middle, like more than.
Goes for the snap check. A little fast timing by Bill there to check. And we're going to see what Landon does here. I feel like this is going to be a shove. I mean, a 10's just going to check, but I feel like this is going to be a shove.
If he shoves, Bill's calling any too.
That's
Bill's on fire in degen mode.
That's ambitious to think he's just going to call any two.
He's snap calling. His fold button is broken. His fold button is broken.
He does snap call, and Landon does get there.
Let's go, Landon.
He does get there with the ace on the river, Landon. And a very nice bet by Landon.
I got a read on him. Yo, Bill hasn't folded once to Landon's river bets in the comeback trail.
Bill's in a really tough spot there.
He's in the Bermuda Triangle. Oh, no. Analyze the hand for real. Don't read the chat. Analyze the hand.
No. I'm trying to think. Bill's in a really tough spot there with queens, particularly because he blocks queen jack, but he unblocks clubs and diamonds. However, you're not supposed to be in Landon's spot. You're not supposed to be bluffing clubs or diamonds because you want Bill to have those hands. So when Landon rivers like that, ace is so pure for his overall range.
Do Bill's blockers matter because you want Landon to have queen jack?
Yeah, but the thing is,
sounds
from
like a pretty bad call from all those reasons, right?
Right. So one, you block queen jack. Two, Landon shouldn't be bluffing miss flush draws because you want Bill to have those type of hands. And you have to think, what is Landon's worst value bet because he gets there with a lot of hands that are like, he just gets to the river with a lot of pairs, right? That just check. Like, he's not going to turn like 7x into a bluff or like 9x into a bluff, and he's not going to value. And he's not going to value bet 10x, right? So
is he two pair check calling, or all two pairs are
he's probably going to raise a lot of two pair on turn. But if he does decide to call on turn, he's obviously value betting those for, you know. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to guess it's going to be a fold by Bill. But he made a really fast call, which is slightly alarming.
Yo, you said that you kind of discounted all his over pairs. You said when he went 40 on the turn.
Yeah, that size didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Generally, when you unblock a lot of the draws. You want to go a lot of big sizings. Because he's going to have a lot of pair plus flush draw or pair plus open-ended, or you just want to target 10x. So the 40% to me doesn't make a whole lot of sense. In fact, I think that's...
Here it is.
Okay, so Bill 3-bets, obviously, and Landon just calls. And Bill goes for the big size on the 10-9, whatever.
8-6 off, is a call in position?
Yeah, he's 6 suited for sure. Bill goes for a big bet, which is good, right? He can go for anything from this size to like pot is probably fine. Now the 7 on the turn, if we think about this, he does have the club in his hand, but Landon's going to have hands like 7-8, 9-8, 10-8, diamonds. We unblock these type of hands and we block Queen Jack, right? So I don't understand necessarily the small bet.
But why? What does that result in? Landon must call all those other hands that you're missing.
I think what we want to do is bet big / call.
Just because Landon has more that he must continue with.
Right. We're just maximizing our EV against these type of hands, and then once Bill gets to the river and calls, he actually has just a really, really bad bluff catcher because Landon has a lot of just one pair type of hands, and he's not going to turn diamonds very often into a bluff. So that's my reasoning.
Yeah, makes sense. I was just... It's interesting that so of your whole range on the turn there, what is the mix of sizing that you would do? I know we're talking about his overpair specifically, but like
to be fair, I'd have to run it, but I'd be shocked if it wasn't big bet on turn from queens, specifically no diamond.
No, his hand aside, I mean, just like range. Like,
on the river,
on the turn range size. I know we're talking about his hand specifically, but put that aside. His whole range on the turn, what size?
Whole range on turn is going to be a lot of checks, but I think a lot of his range is going to want big bet, right? At least I think. I'm not confident. I'm not confident enough. There's maybe one
person between me and the chat. There's maybe one person that can correct you. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm just not confident enough in that spot without running it to give you like a perfect analysis on that one. Because our range may want to just have small bets, allowing us to have more 8x in our range and maybe more 10x in our range. But our specific hand definitely likes betting big. I don't, but that's not how we should think about poker. We should think about a range, not a specific hand.
I kind of roped you into that,
Yeah, win-win for you.
Sucking you down into the exact hand life, but you're doing commentary. You know what I mean? You got to do the exact hand game for the commentary, man.
This is confirmed.
People are not watching to find out about ranges, and I don't even want to know about. I mean, I do from a study perspective, but from a just like what the fuck are they doing perspective.
3-bet from Landon on the right, and we also see a big bet on the 8-9-4. This could be a very common theme on these kind of somewhat dynamic boards. Not too much since there's no suit there, but
so for people like me who are never going to play heads up cash unless maybe
it's a fun game.
But like, does any of these principles like translate to some scale to MTTs when you're shallower? Like, I mean,
well, you got to realize, the one thing that I think people don't do enough is study heads up poker. You got to realize that's where all the money is. So why would you not want to get good at heads up poker when literally first place pays the most amount of money?
Yeah,
seems fucking retarded to me. It'd be like why would you if you're trying to run, be the fastest man in the world, or you're you're not whatever.
You're not only studying how to beat number 40 through.
You're not just trying to figure out how to be the top 10 in the world. You're trying to be one of the best, right? So
yeah, I mean, but it's totally different though, because then there's ICM not ICM heads up. Never mind. What am I talking about? But like, shorter, even if it's 3, whatever, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, heads up, especially in MTTs, is a very complicated game. I mean, cash games, obviously, it's just a very, very complex pure game. And no one, obviously, as we've seen by Libratus, beating the shit out of humans. It's just a game we're not going to figure out. No human's going to be able to beat a bot. I don't know if you know what Libratus is, but that was the bot. That was the AI that beat the humans.
In 6 max cash or heads up?
That was Pluribus that beat 6 max cash, destroyed us in cash.
Who's this new bot?
No, this is very old. So the bot they would have now would just absolutely murder us. They'd probably win it some astronomical.
And what's the phone number for someone to purchase one of these?
No, I think it was some Pittsburgh.
Carnegie Mellon.
Carnegie Mellon created it. It's AlphaGo. They created, or sorry, it's Alpha Zero, or maybe it's called Alpha something. They created AlphaGo for the series AlphaGo. The Chinese game. That's a super great documentary if you guys haven't seen that.
I started to watch it actually.
Yeah, it's super good. It's super motivating actually. If you want to like just think about like outside of the box stuff, really, really awesome. They also created Libratus, which Doug beat the first time, then they got smashed the second time. And I don't know if they were behind Pluribus or not, but they've also created Alpha Zero for chess. And
the newest bot beats full ring.
Yeah, I think the newest bot just smashed like 6 max. I don't know if they have full ring yet, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're becoming a bot with all your knowledge. The speed at which you think through like things and automatically accept that you want to have this or that. It's really motivating. Actually,
it's a lot of. I mean, you
don't seem like the type. Looking at you with the football jersey and knowing you, that you don't seem like the type to like. Deep in the woods to studying, but
just because I understand poker. I understand poker deep enough to know that I'm complete shit at poker.
Yeah. Oh right? Yeah. Yo. I've been saying this for the last like 6 months. That like every day is Dunning-Kruger. That I'm way more arrogant than I should. Like every day I learn. If I don't know anything.
If you think you're really good at poker, you're probably really bad, and everyone's really bad, including myself.
Unless you're literally like top 5 players in the world, then you could.
Right, and then even Linus probably thinks he's really bad because if he were to go against the bot, he would just get destroyed. Right. And the whole game tree, it's just way too complex for us to understand all these bet sizes. A human brain cannot understand this. So all we can do is try to do our best. Anyway, we see a 3-bet and a check from Landon and a bet from Bill.
You're not being a pro-human future. It sounded like Rick more than Alex Jones, but no. This is what they want, the globalists, honestly, to I don't even know if I'm joking or not. But we're literally in our line of work, we are striving to be more like robots. That's why live is fun, dude. There's still every stereotype of like exploit and like crazy stuff people do, and anyway, it'll never die. All right, so if you're Bill here, you're on a yacht, you bet 9,500.
Yeah, interesting. Landon goes for the check call / check. I mean, he's going to check this out. Obviously.
Yeah, how is this different than the boards they've been big betting? Are these?
Well, I mean, this is just going to Landon's just going to be bounced here. Landon can have Jack 9. Landon can have 8x. I mean, Landon can easily have pocket 10s. He could have hands like Ace King of clubs, Ace Queen of clubs, Ace Jack of clubs. Landon's going to be bouncing like all these situations. I think we're going to see a lot of shoves from Bill, but we do see the check with Ace 10, and Landon probably just had an inferior 10, or maybe a hand like pocket 9s would make sense. And I believe that was kind of a somewhat biggish pot, like 30k pot or something.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, don't tell me about mixing though. There's a lot of us out here in the struggle who learn a couple spots and see a certain percentage thing, and then just decide.
It's much easier to think. Range. Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to get better, it's much easier to think about like one sizing first, and then go from there. and then pick up one thing every day. Don't try to cram everything. I make the analogy a lot. Like if you're trying to get your doctorates, you don't go to college for 1 month, right? This is why they go to college for fucking a gazillion years. We see a 4-bet from Bill. This is our first 4-bet of the day.
Yeah, question mark? Yeah, we haven't seen since we've been live. I've not seen a 4-bet.
Will we see the 5th bet? We see just the call, which it's pretty common. This is pretty common. 20K in the middle. A board that is obviously going to be better for Bill, his 4-bet range, but Landon's going to be trapping hands like aces. He's going to have some 7-8 suited, some 9x in his range. Bill, not with so many 9x, but Landon definitely has some diamonds in his range as well. So this is going to be interesting. Bill using a very, very
high diamond in his hand.
Wow, so this is turn's probably just going to be played as a shove most of the time. I guess maybe you can check hand like aces with ace of diamonds if Bill has that.
You're talking about if you're Bill, just to be clear. He's assuming.
So we do see a shove and a call, and he does have the 9s. He does have the ace 9, and Landon scoops the 80K pot. So yeah, and Landon's going to be forced to call that 4-bet with ace 9 suited. As I said, he's going to have more 9x than Bill because Bill doesn't have many 9x in his 4-bet range.
And it's all pure check, like both streets, just to be clear.
Yeah, I mean, once again, very, very unfortunate for Bill. Yeah, he's just getting stacked. He's just getting stacked there, always, basically.
You should try having a 9 there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, he just needs to try harder to hit a queen on river next time or something. That's a tough one. Yeah, I mean that's another.
What's bottom of calling range 4-bet for you?
Bottom of our we call a lot of the 4-bets. So after our 3-bet, we call 50% of our 4-bets, which is like kind of wild to think.
You mean about. 3-bets? You mean after we 3-bet? Oh, I'm sorry. After we 3-bet, we're calling 50% still.
Yeah. So.
Sick.
Yeah.
Dude,
so
that's like about you're down to of total hands maybe like 11.5%. That's like a good MTT regs 3-bet percentage.
So you're calling all the way down to like king 4 suited and shit like that.
Calling
8-6
a
suited.
4-bet.
Yeah, so like 7-5 suited, 6-4 suited.
The commentary.
Yeah, so
I just want everyone to know. We heard a click and then he confirmed it. Real time solving.
I knew it was half, but I wanted to see how low. Well, you asked the question,
crazy.
how low?
No, thank you for looking it
like
up.
you literally you call 5-3 suited shit like that. But of course you don't 3. Yeah, but you don't always have those hands in your range because you do a lot of.
All right.
You do a lot of just flatting no spree, right?
Here we have a hand that I don't remember. Maybe we missed it. What the hell is this, Rob?
Did we miss this?
We must have, because now it's time to analyze. Okay, so it's open 3-bet. We don't know what Landon has. We're gonna do the Jack Bit Links beef jerky. Wild card
yeah.
Or whatever the
okay,
hell.
Let's see. How
So
do we do it?
Landon
How do we
3-bet.
miss this? Oh, right. Okay,
Oh,
so
no, we
we're
missed
seeing
this.
Landon's hand. Okay, so we did see this, but we're predicting. I'm gonna guess Landon has pocket 9s.
I'm not good enough to predict. I'm gonna think he has like 3-5 suited. 3-5 of diamonds.
3-5 is a very low frequency.
Shut up! I'm not thinking to that level.
Okay, yeah, frequency.
I don't even remember the action.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess.
No, my actual guess would be 6s.
It could be some ace, it could be some ace king spade stuff like that, and 2. But
my honest.
yo,
Robert.
Been there before.
What a whiz! What a wizard!
Yeah.
You should actually analyze my troll guess, but your god mode guess.
I'm guessing
Bill,
this.
Bill should after he had the comeback, was on the comeback trail, then it got cooler again basically. The ace on the river was a huge hand against his queens when he had to call it twice with queens, basically.
Yeah, so I'm gonna guess Bill's gonna call it quits. Yeah.
Those
after
are the two big hands. Since our last break, when Bill made a comeback, decided to continue playing. We assume, there could be there could be gunfire all around them, and they just need to pause for a sec. We don't really know. We're speculating when we say here that Bill chose to continue.
Well, it is weird because Bill's sitting in one table but sitting out the other. So here's the queen's hand, and I think this hand kind of displays itself a little bit. Yeah, Bill's flops.
Pure 4 always has the mandatory 4-bet.
Yeah.
Do you mix traps with like aces and stuff though, or?
Yeah, Landon does mix a lot of aces here, pre. So Landon can have aces here, but Bill never does. So
Right, Bill. I mean, is
and
always
this is
just
such
flatting
a
the truth.
this is like such an unfortunate because Landon does have pocket sixes in his range, but he never has pocket threes in his range, so he doesn't have like many boats. But he does have quite a bit of 9x in range. It's just one of those. It's just unfortunate. It's very hard not to get stacked here. It's very hard to figure out a way not to get stacked here, because Landon's going to be he's going to have hands like pocket sevens, pocket eights, 6-7 suited, whatever, some ace X with like ace jack with ace of diamonds. So Bill is shoving for protection against some of those hands and getting value from some of those hands. So yeah, it's
All right.
okay. Are we frozen or are we on? Oh, okay.
So but how do those hands have to jam if you're landing?
What do you mean?
You're saying 6-7 pocket sevens. Those are all
No. Those hands don't have to jam if you're Landon. So those hands, if you're Landon has to decide on if he wants to call those hands. He's going to call those hands to the 4-bet, but he has to decide